Ever wondered how powerful a tsunami can be? Tsunamis, also known as seismic sea waves, are not your average ocean wave. Unlike surface waves caused by the wind, tsunamis originate from the violent movement of the Earth itself. Imagine an enormous amount of energy being released beneath the ocean floor. This is often due to earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, or landslides underwater. The energy then travels at jet speed across the ocean, building up into colossal walls of water as it nears the shore. The power of a tsunami is determined by several factors. The magnitude of the triggering event is a crucial element. A more intense earthquake means a more potent tsunami. The depth of the ocean floor also plays a significant role. The shallower the water, the higher the waves can build. The result? An unstoppable force carrying the power to reshape landscapes and wipe out entire communities. Now that we've understood the sheer force of tsunamis, let's delve into some of the deadliest tsunamis in history. Our chronicle begins in 1755, with the Lisbon tsunami. This cataclysmic event was triggered by a massive earthquake that rocked the Atlantic Ocean floor off the coast of Portugal. The tremors were so powerful, they sent a series of monstrous waves surging towards the city of Lisbon, swallowing it whole. The scale of the devastation was staggering. It's believed that the tsunami's waves reached heights of 60 feet and traveled at speeds of 50 miles per hour. The city was left in ruins, its grandeur reduced to rubble in a matter of minutes. The death toll was catastrophic. An estimated 70,000 lives were lost, making it one of the deadliest tsunamis in recorded history. In the aftermath, survivors were left to grapple with the ruins of their city and the haunting memories of that fateful day. The Lisbon tsunami was a devastating event, but it was far from the last of its kind. Fast forward to 1883, the Krakatoa tsunami struck with lethal force. In this year, the Indonesian island of Krakatoa bore witness to one of the most devastating volcanic eruptions in recorded history. This cataclysmic event triggered a monstrous tsunami that swept across the Sunda Strait, an ominous wave that reached as high as 100 feet. The cause? Krakatoa's volcanic eruption was so explosive that it essentially caused the island to implode, displacing a colossal volume of water. This displacement generated waves that surged at terrifying speeds, wiping out coastal villages and towns in its path. The magnitude of destruction was astounding. More than 36,000 lives were lost, entire communities were obliterated, and the aftermath was a landscape forever changed. The eruption was so powerful, it was heard over 3,000 miles away, a testament to its terrifying might. The Krakatoa tsunami was another catastrophic event, but still not the deadliest. The turn of the millennium brought with it one of the most devastating tsunamis in history. Our journey through time brings us to the day after Christmas, 2004, a day that would forever be etched in the annals of disaster history. Picture this. It's an average Sunday morning in the Indian Ocean region. Suddenly, the seabed near the Indonesian island of Sumatra convulses, unleashing the third largest earthquake ever recorded on seismographs. This undersea megathrust earthquake, with a staggering magnitude of 9.1 to 9.3, is the catalyst for the horror to come. Like a pebble dropped in a pond, the quake sends shockwaves across the ocean. But these aren't ripples on a pond, they are monstrous walls of water, tsunami waves, racing away from the epicenter at high speed. Within hours, these waves, some reaching as high as a 30-story building, make landfall in 14 countries. From Thailand to the Maldives, from Indonesia to Sri Lanka, the tsunami shows no mercy. Entire towns are wiped off the map. Vibrant tourist hotspots turn into ghost towns. Communities are torn asunder. The death toll is unimaginable, with over 230,000 people losing their lives. The aftermath of the tsunami is no less harrowing. Millions are displaced, their homes and livelihoods washed away. The economic loss is in the billions of dollars. However, amidst the devastation, there are stories of resilience and courage. Stories of communities coming together to rebuild, of international aid pouring in to help those affected. The Indian Ocean tsunami was a disaster of an unprecedented scale. The sheer magnitude of the devastation was a wake-up call for the international community. It highlighted the importance of early warning systems, disaster preparedness, and coordinated response mechanisms. It taught us that while we cannot prevent natural disasters, we can certainly prepare for them, mitigate their impact, and respond effectively. The Indian Ocean tsunami was a disaster of an unprecedented scale, but it taught us valuable lessons about disaster preparation and response. In 2011, Japan faced a tsunami that would go down in history. A catastrophic event of an unprecedented scale, The tsunami was triggered by a 9.0 magnitude earthquake off the Pacific coast of Tohoku. This was the most powerful earthquake ever recorded in Japan, and the fourth most powerful earthquake in the world since modern record-keeping began in 1900. The undersea quake set off a series of devastating tsunami waves that reached run-up heights of up to 130 feet, traveling at jet speed. The coastal regions of Sendai were the hardest hit, with entire towns wiped off the map in mere minutes. The tsunami didn't discriminate, it engulfed everything in its path, from schools to hospitals, homes to highways. The death toll was staggering. Over 15,000 lives were lost, with thousands more missing and countless others displaced. The human cost of the disaster was heart-wrenching, and the physical destruction was equally immense. Millions of buildings were destroyed or damaged, and the economic loss was estimated to be in the region of $360 billion. The costliest natural disaster in history. But the devastation didn't stop there. The tsunami caused a nuclear disaster when it hit the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. This led to meltdowns and the release of radioactive materials, creating a secondary disaster zone and causing long-term environmental damage. In the aftermath of the tsunami, the resilience of the Japanese people was truly tested. But they rose to the challenge, showing the world their strength and determination as they began the arduous task of rebuilding their lives and their land. The Japan tsunami was a stark reminder of the destructive power of tsunamis and the need for effective disaster management. It served as a wake-up call to the world, underscoring the importance of preparedness, early warning systems, and robust infrastructure to mitigate the impact of such devastating natural disasters. These historical tsunamis serve as grim reminders of nature's destructive power. From the mid-18th century Lisbon earthquake that triggered a devastating tsunami, we've seen how seismic activities beneath the ocean surface can unleash catastrophic waves. The city of Lisbon was left in ruins, and the event sparked a seismic revolution, leading to the birth of modern seismology. Fast forward to the 19th century, the eruption of Krakatoa, one of the deadliest volcanic events in history, gave rise to a tsunami that claimed over 36,000 lives. This catastrophe underlines the inextricable link between volcanic activities and tsunamis, a relationship that continues to be a focal point in disaster research. In more recent history, the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, triggered by the third largest earthquake ever recorded, resulted in a death toll exceeding 250,000 people across 14 countries. This underlines the potential of tsunamis to cross national boundaries, affecting large swaths of coastal regions. Lastly, the 2011 Japan tsunami, caused by one of the most powerful earthquakes on record, led to the meltdown of the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant, creating a nuclear disaster. The incident underscores the potential ripple effects of tsunamis, extending beyond immediate physical damage to long-term environmental and health impacts. Each of these events underscores the importance of disaster preparedness. As we've seen, tsunamis can strike with little warning, often with devastating results. However, through ongoing research and advancements in technology, we're better equipped to predict and respond to these disasters, potentially saving countless lives. The role of disaster research cannot be overstated. It's through the study of past events that we develop strategies to mitigate future disasters. From improving early warning systems to designing tsunami-resistant infrastructure, the fruits of this research are tangible and life-saving. As we stand on the brink of a new year, let us take these lessons to heart, striving to make our world safer in the face of natural disasters.